For half a century, the moon, it's just been this distant memory, a place we visited once, planted a flag, and then just left behind. It's been hanging up there in our night sky, almost like a monument to a past glory. But that silence, it's finally breaking. A new generation is looking up, not with nostalgia, but with real ambition. We are going back.
And that shift in perspective, that tiny change from "we've been there" to "we are there," well, that is at the very heart of one of the most ambitious undertakings in all of human history. This is the story of Artemis and our return to the stars.
Okay, so to really get where we're headed, we've got to look back at where we've been. Back in the 1960s, a divided world looked up to the heavens, and in this just brilliant flash of ingenuity and incredible courage, we reached for the moon.
I mean, the Apollo program it was monumental. Between 1969 and 1972, we had 6 successful landings. 12 American astronauts got to walk on the lunar surface. It was a true golden age of exploration, ending with Apollo 17. And then it all just stopped. Think about that. For more than 50 years, not a single human has set foot on another world. We've been tethered to low Earth orbit, looking out at the cosmos, but never really venturing back into its depths. So the big question has always been, why? Why did we stop going?
Well, the answer is kind of complex. Basically, that intense political drive from the Cold War, the thing that got us to the moon in the first place, it just fizzled out. National priorities shifted back down to Earth, and that incredible, unbelievably expensive infrastructure of the Apollo program was retired. The moon was left with silence. But here's the thing. That dream, it never really died. Now a whole new generation, the Artemis generation, is rising up. And this time around, they've built some serious new titans of exploration, designed not just to visit the moon, but to stay.
So, let's talk about the Artemis program. It's named after Apollo's twin sister, the Greek goddess of the moon, which is pretty cool, right? But this time, the vision is different. It's all about sustainability and inclusivity. The goal here is to land the first woman and the first person of color on the lunar surface, and to build the kind of infrastructure that can support a lasting human presence.
And this right here, this really shows you the kind of power we're talking about now. The Space Launch System, or SLS, is the most powerful rocket NASA has ever built. At liftoff, it generates a staggering 8.8 million pounds of thrust. That's 15% more powerful than the legendary Saturn V. And that extra power isn't just for bragging rights, it's the key to everything. It means we can carry bigger habitats, more capable rovers, and the long-term supplies you need to actually live there. I mean, that's the real difference here. We're not just planting a flag this time, we're building an outpost.
And sitting right on top of this beast of a rocket is Orion, our deep space vehicle for the 21st century. It's a massive upgrade from the old Apollo command module. It carries 4 astronauts instead of 3, and it's powered by solar arrays. So what does all that mean? It basically turns Orion from, a short trip taxi into a real deep space habitat. It lets us practice living and working far from Earth, which is a vital rehearsal for that long, long journey to Mars. Okay, so we've got this incredible hardware, right? But that's really just the beginning of the story. The Artemis program is this careful, step-by-step campaign to make sure that when we go back safely, and for good. The first big test was Artemis 1. In late 2022, they launched an uncrewed Orion capsule on that powerful SLS rocket, sending it on a 1.4 million-mile journey around the moon and back. It was an absolutely picture-perfect mission, testing everything from the launch itself to that fiery 5,000-degree re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. The hardware worked. The stage was set for a crew. So here's the game plan, and it's this really smart 3-step approach. Step 1 was Artemis 1, that uncrewed test we just talked about. Next step is Artemis 2. That's going to be the first crewed mission, sending 4 astronauts on a flyby around the moon, and that mission will pave the way for the big one, Artemis 3, the historic mission that will finally put human boots back on lunar soil, but this time at the moon's south pole. And this is huge. For the first time since 1972, we actually have a crew assigned to a lunar mission. The Artemis 2 crew is this incredible blend of experience. You've got Commander Reed Weissman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialists Christina Koch and Jeremy Hansen, who's going to be the first Canadian to ever fly to the moon. And I love this because it gets to the real human side of the mission. Just like past crews, they got to choose a name for their spacecraft, and they chose Integrity.
Commander Weissman explained it's about that daily struggle to do the right thing, to admit when you mess up and to work to fix it. What a powerful, incredibly human value to carry with you on a journey like this.
But here's where it gets even bigger. The whole point of Artemis isn't just to leave another footprint. This entire program is designed with a much, much grander destination in mind. You see, the moon isn't the final goal. It's the first step.
And the centerpiece of this long-term vision is something called the Lunar Gateway. Think of it as a small space station, kind of like the ISS, but instead of orbiting Earth, it's going to orbit the moon. This is our first permanent foothold in deep space. It'll make trips down to the lunar surface way more routine, almost like taking a ferry instead of a once-in-a-lifetime expedition.
And this is why the whole thing matters so much. The moon is the perfect proving ground for learning how to be an interplanetary species. We're going to learn how to extract resources, like the water ice we know is at the lunar South Pole. We'll test new habitats, new life support systems, and really understand how the human body adapts to living off-world. And we'll do all of that just a 3-day trip from home, before we commit to the months-long journey to Mars.
So what's different this time around? Well, unlike the Cold War, this isn't just a two-horse race anymore. NASA is leading this global alliance, but you've also got China, with its own really ambitious plans to land taikonauts on the moon by 2030. And here's the real game changer. You've got private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin who are now essential players, building the actual landers that will ferry astronauts to the surface. It's a whole new ballgame.
So when you pull it all together, as we stand here, right on the edge of this incredible new era, it becomes clear that this is about so much more than just technology or geopolitics. It's about fundamentally redefining what's possible for humanity. Astronaut Nicole Ayers really put it perfectly. This truly is the greatest adventure in human history. The knowledge we stand to gain about the evolution of our solar system, about our own planet, and about our place in it all could fundamentally change everything about our future. And that's such a powerful idea, isn't it? For an entire generation, the moon has just been a story in a history book. But soon, kids are going to look up at that same moon and know that we are there, living, working, and exploring. It transforms it from a historical destination into a living, breathing part of our human legacy. So, with Artemis, we're making this huge shift, from just being visitors in space to actually being dwellers in the cosmos. The moon is the first step on that journey. It's the place that proves we can do it. And it leaves all of us with the ultimate question. After this, what will be our next giant leap?